Listen closely because this is not a prediction, not a rumor you scroll past, and not something happening weeks from now. This is happening right now. People are opening their banking apps, staring at their screens, refreshing again and again. Because for many seniors and SSDI recipients, something unexpected is showing up just before midnight. Pending deposits, unusual payment activity, familiar government payment descriptions, and the same question everywhere. Is this the $2,000 stimulus everyone has been waiting for? Across the country, there is a sudden surge of urgency that feels different from past moments. This doesn't feel like speculation alone. It feels like something has already started moving. When money begins to appear in accounts, even in pending form, that changes the entire conversation. Tonight, that shift is exactly what people are reacting to. Seniors on fixed incomes, SSDI recipients who depend on predictable payments, and families who help manage these accounts are all trying to make sense of what they're seeing and why it's happening now. The reason this moment exploded so fast is timing combined with expectation. During a recent public appearance, Donald Trump made statements that reignited national attention around financial relief. The language was broad, forceful, and emotional, and for millions of people already under pressure from rising costs, those words landed hard. Almost immediately, the idea of a $2,000 stimulus payment surged back into public discussion. That number has history. It carries weight. And once people heard it again, they didn't just listen. They started checking their accounts. What pushed this situation into overdrive wasn't just talk. It was activity. Reports started coming in from seniors saying they saw pending deposits scheduled for release around midnight. SSDI recipients reported similar patterns. Screenshots were shared. Messages spread quickly. Some people saw exact amounts close to $2,000. Others saw partial figures that still looked unusual. And that's when the phrase "midnight deposit wave" started circulating everywhere. Midnight deposits are rare enough to cause alarm, but common enough to be real under certain circumstances. Financial systems often process large batches of government payments overnight, especially near holidays or end-of-year deadlines. Banks clear transactions while branches are closed. Automated systems move money while most people are asleep. So the idea of payments appearing around midnight is not impossible. What makes this moment stand out is how many people are seeing it at once and who those people are. Seniors and SSDI recipients are often the first groups to notice changes because their income sources are consistent and easy to track. When something extra appears, it stands out immediately. Many of these individuals know their exact payment amounts down to the dollar. So when they see anything different, they notice right away. That's why these communities act as early warning systems whenever government-related payments shift. Another factor adding to the intensity is the holiday season. Around Christmas, payment schedules are often adjusted. Some deposits arrive early to avoid delays. Others are processed in advance due to bank closures. That creates confusion because normal timelines no longer apply. A payment that usually arrives on one date might show up days earlier, and when combined with political announcements, people naturally connect the dots. But it's important to understand how quickly hope can amplify uncertainty. When one person reports a deposit, hundreds check their accounts. When a few screenshots circulate, thousands believe confirmation has arrived. And when a number like $2,000 is involved, expectations escalate instantly. That doesn't mean everyone will receive that amount. It doesn't mean the payment is universal. But it does mean something out of the ordinary is happening, and people want answers. The $2,000 figure itself has become symbolic over time. It represents more than money. It represents recognition of hardship, acknowledgement of rising costs, and relief from constant financial stress. For seniors struggling with prescription prices, rent increases, and utility bills, an extra payment could mean breathing room. For SSDI recipients dealing with medical expenses and limited earning ability, it could mean stability, even if temporary. That emotional weight is why reactions are so strong. People aren't just watching numbers move on a screen. They're imagining groceries paid for, bills caught up, medications filled without stress. They're imagining a few weeks without panic. That emotional context is crucial to understanding why tonight feels so different from previous rumors or announcements. At the same time, it's critical to recognize the difference between political language and administrative action. Public statements can influence expectations, but actual payments require authorization, processing, and coordination across multiple agencies. Those systems don't move instantly. However, when adjustments, corrections, or supplemental payments are issued, they can appear suddenly, especially if they've been in preparation for weeks or months. This is where things become complicated. Not every deposit appearing tonight is necessarily the same type of payment. Some may be benefit adjustments. Some may be delayed funds finally released. Some may be early payments scheduled ahead of the holiday. And some could indeed be related to broader relief efforts. The challenge is that from the user's perspective, they all look similar at first glance. Banks also play a role in shaping perception. Different banks display information differently. Some show pending deposits hours before release. Others don't show anything until funds are fully available. Some label payments clearly, while others use vague descriptions. That inconsistency creates confusion and fuels speculation, especially when people compare notes online. Another reason this situation escalated so quickly is trust, or the lack of it. Many people feel burned by past promises that never materialized. They've heard announcements before that led nowhere. So when they finally see something tangible in their account, even if it's pending, it feels like proof. That emotional reaction is understandable, but it also makes disappointment sharper if expectations aren't met exactly as imagined. What's undeniable is that tonight represents a break from normal routine. Payment systems don't usually spark nationwide discussion at this hour unless something unusual is occurring. Whether this turns out to be a partial rollout, an adjustment wave, or the beginning of something larger, it has already captured attention because it intersects directly with people's lives. For seniors especially, financial stability is about predictability. When that predictability changes, anxiety rises. Many retirees have no room for error. A delayed payment can mean missed medications or unpaid bills. An unexpected payment can mean temporary relief but also confusion. That's why clarity matters more than excitement in moments like this. SSDI recipients face similar pressures. Disability benefits are often tightly budgeted. Any change, positive or negative, has ripple effects. That's why these communities share information so actively. They rely on each other when official communication lags behind real-world events. As midnight approaches, the smartest approach is cautious awareness. Check your account, but don't assume conclusions. Don't spend money that isn't fully posted. Don't panic if you see nothing yet. Payment waves move unevenly. What appears tonight in one account may appear tomorrow or later in another. It's also important to watch for official explanations in the coming hours and days. When unusual payment activity occurs, agencies typically issue clarification afterward. That explanation may not satisfy everyone, but it usually provides context. Until then, speculation will fill the gap, and emotions will continue to run high. This moment reflects a larger issue facing millions of Americans: financial insecurity combined with information overload. People are desperate for relief but overwhelmed by conflicting messages. In that environment, even small signals can trigger massive reactions. Midnight deposits become headlines, pending transactions become proof, and uncertainty becomes stress. Whatever happens next, tonight has already shown how fragile the system feels to those who depend on it most. It has shown how closely people watch their finances and how deeply political language can influence expectations. It has shown that trust is thin and hope is powerful. If funds do post tonight for some recipients, that will raise new questions about who qualifies and why. If they don't, that will raise questions about misinterpretation and communication. Either way, this situation will not simply disappear by morning. It will continue to unfold as more information becomes available. For now, stay grounded. Stay informed. Understand that real financial changes rarely move as cleanly or as universally as online claims suggest. But also understand that when this many people see activity at once, it deserves attention. Tonight is not just about a number. It's about the reality that millions of seniors and SSDI recipients are living on the edge, watching every dollar, hoping for stability. That reality is what gives this moment its power. And as the hours pass, the full picture will begin to emerge, one deposit, one explanation, and one decision at a time.